All right, thank you, Deborah. Back to the breaking news we talked about earlier with the United Jet arriving with all of the Houston Astros players. It is still taxiing on that runway. It is arriving at a cargo tarmac area, so they will be deboarding that plane and soon on buses. But quite exciting because you're going to have some water cannons here, going to be sprayed very quickly.
Yeah, we're waiting for that. 56 years in the making, this is. An opportunity for the Houston Astros to come back to our city as World Series champions. The city's been so excited and so supportive of this team, and especially during, as we just mentioned, this particularly challenging season in our lives, having dealt with Hurricane Harvey. But today, it is about being the very best at what you do and representing this city so spectacularly. We know that along with the players on the plane, we'll also see a lot of their family members. Some of them newly engaged.
Right, newly engaged.
Many of them getting married in January. We have a couple weddings coming up. But let me see, we have Verlander's weddings coming up. Nuno's in the studio with us. I know we have Carlos Correa's wedding.
By the way, there goes the cannons.
Cannons, there they are,
just turned them on. You can see the fire trucks right there.
I've never seen that
It's quite an honor here. This is the greatest tribute anyone can can provide for an inbound jet like that. They do this when they christen the jets. But wow, that's wonderful. Yeah,
I'm sure they must be looking out with gleeful eyes with the delight of an 8-year-old.
Oh, they're looking out that window,
something like that,
going, "Wow, this is awesome." But it is so amazing to see this.
I was going to say, David, I don't know, you mic'd? Is your mic on?
Yeah, I'm mic'd up.
Yeah, okay. So when the season began, of course, every team hopes that this is their moment, that they'll have a moment like this where they come back as World Series champions. What are your thoughts about seeing this and knowing what it means to these young men?
Well, to be honest with you, I think this team visualized this way back in spring training, back in February when they reported, when pitchers and catchers and then the position players came, they knew that they had something special. They added new pieces, they added some veterans. This was a young team for a few years. They added the Josh Reddicks, they added the Charlie Mortons of the world, they added Carlos Beltran. And I think really Carlos Beltran doesn't get a lot of credit, but offensively, he wasn't phenomenal this year like he'd been in years past, but his veteran leadership really kind of changed, galvanized that clubhouse. And they knew they would be here. They knew they would be here in Game 7 against the Yankees and the Boston series, and of course, Game 7 yesterday.
Was it the Boston series or the Yankee series where Beltran pulled them aside and kind of said, you know what, guys, you got this, you can do this? I can't remember which one it was.
Yankee series.
The Yankee series.
They lost 3 straight in New York. They came back here, and they got some phenomenal pitching performances. Verlander in Game 6. Game 7 is when Lance McCullers and Charlie Morton finished that off.
It has been the most incredible series with the Red Sox, the Yankees, and now the Dodgers. David, thank you. Stand by there. We're going to get the break, and then we will come back and watch more of the players as they begin to deboard this plane. Disembark.
During Star's biggest Veterans Day sale ever, take an extra 20% off everything, plus up to 5 years interest-free, plus free delivery with a mattress purchase. It's the biggest Veterans Day sale ever, this weekend at Star.
Houston Astros World Champions Parade tomorrow at 1 p.m. on ABC 13. Brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Houston Astros.
You may know your family history of cancer, but doctors couldn't find the link until now.
I have the gene that says that I will one day probably get cancer.
How a simple test for a new gene could save her life and yours too. Tonight at 10 on 13.
You've got to try Popeye's new $5 Smokehouse Boneless Wings. You get 6 wings, a side, and a biscuit.
That means it's good.
Hurry in for my new $5 Smokehouse Boneless Wings. Order your Cajun turkey today.
As a busy mom, there's just not enough time to get things done around the house.
Tackle is the perfect app to handle hundreds of small chores when you just don't have the time.
By using Tackle, I'm able to save time so that I can focus my attention on my family.
Life is short. Let's tackle it today.
During Star's Veterans Day sale, get up to $600 off a Stearns & Foster mattress, plus up to 5 years free financing, plus free delivery, plus a comfort guarantee. Star Furniture and Mattresses. Best brands, lowest prices, guaranteed.
And we want to take you back to Intercontinental Airport, Bush Airport, where the players...
There they go.
A.J. Hinch, huh?
Yeah, that's his family, I suppose.
They're disembarking from the plane. I understand they have 2 ways to get off of this United Jet. Coming back from Dodger Stadium. And David, you take it away.
Who do they see?
Right there, at least Reed Ryan, the president of the club, is in the far back right there with the dark jacket coming down. Enos Cabell, also former Astros player, works in their front office, following him as well. So right now it looks like the front office is getting off the plane, some marketing folks as well. So this is still part of the front office staff coming down. So the players will usually take either the front stairs or the back stairs, so they usually separate the two.
This is so new to all of these players. I mean, these guys are so young. What's going through their minds? Because you talked to them several times about this day possibly happening in their lives.
In their minds, they're thinking, we're going to do this again and again and again.
And why not? I mean, they're young enough to think that.
I mean, you think about how young they are and how confident they are and how they a sense of belonging. We deserve to be at this moment. We deserve to win it. And there's Jeff Luhnow, the Astros general manager. They're coming off. He just gave a hug to a lady. He's coming down the stairs, it looks like, with his son. So, yeah, it's still part of the front office. But what a time to be an Astros fan here in Houston.
For sure.
Just an amazing few days for them.
Almost 56 years in the making. You know, you talk about the Astros being a young team. The Dodgers are also a young team. So we may see a face-off for years to come. May become an epic sports battle.
It could be. And to believe it or not, the World Series champions from last year, the Chicago Cubs,
well,
also
they're stacked.
Very young team. The Washington Nationals, a very young team. They're all over the place. And the American League, I mean, look at the Yankees. The Yankees were not supposed to be a playoff team this year. Look how deep they were able to go.
And this was a strategy that really worked for the Astros. I mean, many years ago, here they had 2 seasons of more than 100 losses each season. And now they come to this when they say, wow, we can do it this year. They knew it in spring training. They had filled with faith that it would happen. And who do you see there,
I see Cameron Maben holding his daughter coming down the stairs. Right behind him, Josh Reddick, not wearing a Speedo, wearing a New Balance hoodie right there.
Important to point out.
In the far back, holding a baby, is Colin McHugh, Astros pitcher. Evan Gattis coming off the plane, giving a hug right there. Just what a moment. They're all, using their FaceTime. George Springer, the MVP, holding the trophy.
There's the trophy. Our first look at the trophy.
There he
holding
goes.
it high for everyone to see. That's
the cameras have been waiting for us to see this moment for sure.
That's the shot, isn't it, David? I mean, that's wow. That's
the money shot.
That's the money shot. He is in front of him is his fiancee Charlize, and I saw just behind them Josh Reddick. Jake Marisnick. So there is the World Series trophy.
We love it.
Is that just reserved for the MVP of the World Series to hold that then? I mean, he's the one who's holding it.
Well, he deserves to hold it after
I've
the series
watched
he had.
many championship teams, and generally speaking, the MVP somehow corrals the trophy. I have noticed that across sports, across the sports board.
Well, he deserves it. He deserves it.
And then we see Ken Giles, the Astros closer, coming down the stairs as well. Marwin Gonzalez. They just had a baby, just a newborn, and I don't believe that seems to be the newborn right there, but they did just have a newborn.
So it's so great to see these young players with their very young families. I mean, these are kids that are a couple of years old,
And you really feel for the ones that are like 8 and 9, like those boys who will remember this and having a chance to see history up close.
Hey, is that Correa?
That's Correa in the back in the green.
And there's his new bride, his new
fiance.
Yeah, fiance.
Daniela Rodriguez right there. Look at his smile.
I don't see the ring. I'm looking.
Look at his smile.
I'm looking.
The ring is big enough.
It's on the other side.
But I mean, look at the smiles that these guys have. Reed Ryan there in the background as well. We saw Lance McCullers coming off the plane with Carlos Correa, with his wife as well. They're just all big smiles, all realizing we're champions and we brought it home.
And they must be exhausted, but then again, not. Exhilarated and exhausted all at once, because I'll bet you they did not sleep last night.
A couple of other players we see there. Mike Fiers coming down as well. In the middle, you'll see Brian McCann, the catcher, who had a big-time hit yesterday. He's not the fastest of fellows.
Right, but he had a good hit.
He did. He
had a great hit. I mean, we saw him running as well. You're right, he's not the fastest. And when you're talking about fast, I mean, look at Altuve.
Oh, my goodness.
He is so quick.
So speedy.
I hope he didn't speed off the plane and we didn't see him how fast he is.
I haven't seen him. I was wondering where he is, so he's not there yet.
I'm betting he'll make himself known when he comes up. So, I think we've got a shot at both shots.
Okay.
I think we've got a shot of both. Oh, you're right, because we have a smaller shot of the back exit, so it's harder to see exactly who's going off the back side.
Carlos Beltran right there coming down the stairs as well. So that's the majority of the players. Tony Sipp, Astros relief pitcher right there holding his daughter as well.
A lot of pitchers on this team.
A lot of pitchers.
Okay, so are all the families and all the players and all of the front office and everything getting into the buses and then headed to Minute Maid?
They're on their way there.
Okay, and they have their awaiting vehicles there.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I would expect that anywhere they go, dinner's going to be free. What do you think?
I'm betting
I'm thinking.
for a good long while.
As long as they want, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
Some more shots.
That's Carlos Beltran that we spoke about. What a veteran influence he had in this clubhouse. He was huge for them.
Just a great leader.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great leader for them.
People can sometimes underestimate the value of someone who maybe isn't getting tons of minutes, but still is like a mentor to the younger players and can help them navigate new waters.
To come full circle on Carlos Beltran, he played here with the Astros when they went to the World Series in 2005. He was the Correa of that time, the young, hip player. He played elsewhere, went to the Mets, he went to the Rangers, he went to the Yankees. He was booed here for so long, but got his first World Series as a member of the Astros as his return trip.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Great story.
All right, we're going to be back with Eyewitness News at 6:30 coming up in just a couple of minutes after the break as we watch the Astros players disembark in this jet and on to Minute Maid Park.
The show that reinvented the murder mystery just kicked off its most insane season ever.
Everyone around us dies.
Tonight, we'll drop a clue so crazy.
Let me feel guilty.
Everyone will be asking,
Oh my God.
what happened that night?
Where the hell are you? She's awake.
New How to Get Away with Murder, tonight on ABC. All episodes streaming now and on demand.
At Cigna Health Spring, we have one priority, you. So when you're looking for the right Medicare Advantage plan, we partner with you every step of the way. Cigna Health Spring Plus You means our plans are designed around you with an approach to healthcare led by your doctor. Call Cigna Health Spring now to learn about your options and get a free guide. There's no obligation. Cigna Health Spring puts you first with plans that offer no monthly premiums, no primary doctor copays, prescription drug coverage, even dental and vision services. With a Medicare Advantage plan from Cigna Health Spring, you'll enjoy one more advantage: a focus on preventive care designed to help you stay healthy. Medicare open enrollment is here. Choose a partner that puts you first. Cigna Health Spring. Call 1-855-952-0750. That's 1-855-952-0750. Cigna Health Spring. Together all the way.
H-Town. Around here, it stands for more than just our city's name. It stands for hope, for heart, for heroes. And this year, more than ever, it stands for home.
You guys gonna be all right?
We're gonna be fine.
Being away from family is easier when you still feel close to home. With Xfinity Home, you can stay connected with remote access and feel protected with 24/7 professional monitoring with fast response time. Xfinity Home. Connected, protected, home. Add Xfinity Home from the fastest growing security provider and get up to 5 extra door and window sensors. Plus, ask how to get free installation. Call, go online, or visit today.
ABC 13 Eyewitness News at 6:30 starts now.
And welcome back to our continuing coverage of the victorious homecoming of the World Series champions, your Houston Astros, as we take you back out live to this picture at Busch Intercontinental, where the team just got off of that United plane.
What an incredible picture we had of them just filing off that jet and carrying their children in their car seats and everything. Pillows. You know, normal people.
Normal except the World Series champions.
Besides that little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've been watching all this. You guys just mentioned these buses will head back to Minute Maid, where we believe that all the different players will go their separate ways. So we're going to continue to watch this picture and to go to Eyewitness News reporter Marla Carter, who is there at the airport, to give us an idea of what she's seeing from her vantage point. Marla?
Yeah, well, those buses that you mentioned are just now starting to take
off and of course making their way toward Minute Maid Park. You see that police escort right there. Those players all getting off the plane just minutes ago. And really the magical moment out here on the tarmac, you guys, was when we saw Springer come out and hold that trophy up. You heard a lot of cheering out here. And to give you an idea, this tarmac is a cargo tarmac, so not a lot of people are allowed out here. There are some city employees that are out here, some government leaders, city councilors, along with some employees within the airline, but certainly a big crowd of cheering going on for all of those Astros. And of course, just so amazing. 56 years in the making. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And of course, now headed over to Minute Maid, where I know they'll be greeted by a huge crowd out there. And again, we did see all of those players with their families and the staff and the front office now heading to Minute Maid Park. And what can we say, guys? This is just truly amazing. And we've been talking about this with Harvey. And this is just so special for this city. And I know those players kept saying, we're playing for Houston. And you could really see that spirit and enthusiasm. A lot of people even getting off the plane, taking pictures of the crowd here. So very excited to greet all of the fans and certainly be back in the city of Houston. We're excited to see them too. And of course, we're going to see them even more tomorrow at the parade, guys.
All right, yeah, Marla, and one thing that's important to note as well is that you said this is it's a cargo tarmac, so that's why you don't have the thousands of people out there welcoming the Astros as they got off that jet. So that's important to note, but no doubt there will be opportunity for them to see them later.
Certainly, yeah. This is typically, just to give you an idea, this is where a lot of FedEx planes come in or cargoes for some of the major stores in town. This is not for commercial use, but there still were a number of fans out here, most of them, again, city employees out here to greet the Astros and welcome them home, along with some of the employees that work for United Airlines.
Yeah, and this has to be such an exciting time for the players because, you know, David knows this, as we talked to our sports reporter, David Nuno, you know, the players all throughout this series have had to be so focused on the goal that you don't know how much they can stop and just enjoy the excitement from the fans. We saw that on their faces last night, but they didn't get to be here in Houston for that. So coming home must be a really sweet moment for them.
Think about it. Game 7 on the road, they were thousands of Astros fans there. They got that special moment, but now they bring it back home. And something to note, the Rockets' first championship against the Knicks was played in New York. Game 7, they won on the road. The Astros' first championship in Houston happens on the road in Los Angeles in a Game 7 situation. Just amazing the similarities in that story.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And you've spoken with all of these players so many times as well, David, and the thoughts that are running through their minds right now is they believed it. They knew it. They were motivated by Hurricane Harvey. They had just a tremendous amount of resilience knowing what they could accomplish because of what they went through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this, you can see it in their face, and I try to separate the two between confidence and cocky, but you look at an Alex Bregman or a Lance McCullers, the way they approach the game, they just know they're going to get the base hit. They just know they're going to get the strikeout. There's a confidence to them that they never felt out of the New York series. They certainly never felt that they were going to lose the series against the Dodgers.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, it is interesting. I remember Greg asking several of the players last night, do you feel relieved? And they said, no. We knew we had it. You know, we knew we had to work hard, but it was interesting. It felt that they were authentically saying, no, we're not feeling relief. We're feeling just great exhilaration that